Now this story is an English one, and it's set in the southern part of the great kingdom of Mercia, in the Midlands, one of the great kingdoms of the Anglo-Saxons, in the Shire of Northampton. And there lived a man who earned an honest living tilling the soil, farming. And one day, in springtime, he was out in his fields considering which crops to sow, when all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, a figure appeared in front of him. A smallish man wearing a red cap on his head. One moment he wasn't there, the next moment there he was. And of course the farmer knew at once this was no ordinary person he was dealing with. In fact, it was an inhabitant of the other world, one of the elf folk, an elf of some kind, and he knew he'd best be on his guard. And well, without wasting time, the elf immediately spoke up and said, so you're the farmer here, are you? Well, I've moved into these parts myself, and I've decided that from now on, you and I are going to be business partners, and half of the produce from these fields is going to go to me. In fact, from your next crop, well, we're going to split it fairly. You can have what's on top of the soil, and I'll have what's underneath. So, the farmer reflected upon this, and he knew better than to argue with his otherworldly visitor, so he agreed. And he sowed wheat. Now at harvest time, well, he reaped that wheat, and he had plenty of fine golden grain. But when the red-capped man appeared, he found that all he was left with was the lower portion, stubble. And he wasn't pleased. Well, it was your idea, said the farmer. Perhaps you'd like to suggest something else. And he said this because he had a shrewd idea of what the man in the red cap would say next. And he wasn't wrong. For the elf said, all right then, next growing season, I'll take what's on top, and you can have what's below the ground. And the farmer readily consented. So, the following year, he planted turnips. He got a fine crop, all ready for market. But all the elf in the red cap got for his trouble were useless leaves. And now he wasn't pleased at all. All right then, if that's the way things are going to be, I suggest that we have a contest, a ploughing match. Whoever ploughs the most ground will be the victor and will take possession of the whole farm. And again, the farmer thought and agreed to the elf's terms. And it was already agreed which side of the field the farmer would plough, and therefore he stayed up all night before the day of the competition, and he put iron rods in the ground where the elf was due to plough. So the next day, when the elf appeared out of the blue with a plough and fine oxen to draw it, he didn't get very far because he found in no time that those iron rods were making a terrible mess of the wooden blade on his plough where it dug into the ground. And before too long, it was quite unusable. And therefore, the farmer had won. And the elf, he took off his cap and threw it down in disgust. And he declared that he would never set foot on that farm again, and promptly disappeared. And from that day forward, neither the farmer nor his family ever saw the elf again. And for that, well, for now, that's the end of this story. Thank you for listening, and please keep on watching, and don't forget to click on the notification bell. And thank you. Wassail, good health.